Good morning, everybody. Toast to you and all you do. I hope you're having a fantastic morning. We're outside with the sun rising, so I hope that you are getting a great fresh start to today. We are on day 44 of the introspective journey, and our question today is who I am and who I want to be aligned? So we have this ideal self that we create, and we're like, this is who I want to be, these are the things I want to do, this is what I view as success. This is what I view as, yes, this is what I want. And then we have reality. And the unfortunate thing about reality is that it doesn't always line up with what we think or what we want or even what we need. Or at least what we think we need. Sometimes we get things that we don't think that we need, but we actually do need them. Anyways, so when we think about our ideal self and who it is that we want to be, I think a great activity for this is to get out 2 pieces of paper and you draw a picture of your ideal self. Who is it that you want to be? You want to be, and add stickers or icons or little images or whatever. Like, I want a good job. I want to be making money. I want to be successful. I want to have my own pagan community where we have big pagan temples and do all of these amazing things. Whatever it may be, you write all of those things down. This is your ideal self. It can be anything you want to be. And then draw another picture of who it is that you actually are and how you feel about yourself. And don't be too hard on yourself. The goal is not to stick it to you. The goal is just to begin to see those differences. Maybe you want to be a community leader who helps people in your community, but at this point, because of the way that life is, you can't be out in the community. And that's not necessarily a bad thing or something that's even in your control. I am so much missing all of the pagan events. We've only had one in the last 2 years. I'm so sad. Well, a couple. I've been to a couple, but not big events. But this is a community. This is something that I'm missing in my life. And so from my ideal self to who I actually am, this is something that's missing. And again, this isn't something that's in my control because of the government and COVID and all of these things that are happening. Fear-mongering. Anyways, so you can't, not everything is in your control. So sometimes it really helps to see that. Like, you can't be upset with yourself. Like, I can't feel like this past year I haven't achieved my goal of building this community and growing the pagan community. I mean, I have. I've done it online and I've done it through YouTube and other places. But it's not in real life, and that's something that I really feel like I'm missing. But I don't have control over that because, again, that's outside my control. So I can't be upset with myself about not having that. And sometimes just seeing that difference on paper or in your brain or writing it down in your journal or whatever can really help take away the stress that you have from feeling like I'm not doing the things that I need to be doing or want to be doing or should be doing. So kind of begin to adjust that, and then maybe there's things like, oh, I need a haircut, or simple things, aesthetic things, or maybe it's big things. Whatever it may be, as you begin to draw and create your ideal self, or write it down, or however is best for you to do that, meditate on it, whatever, and we see that picture, and then we see the picture of who we really are. It's almost like making a Venn diagram, the 2 circles that overlap. You have your ideal self and you have your true self, and then there's going to be the things in the middle that overlap. And you want a lot of things in that column so that you can be getting closer to your ideal self. And that's kind of the goal, is to see that and to visualize that and to be able to process that so that you can see what changes you need to make, what parts of your ideal self do you have to let go of. We have this great expectations of perfection, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to achieve it. Perfection is unrealistic. There is no perfect. That's why it's perfect. And so if your ideal self is this perfect person, it's going to be hard to live up to that. Instead of your ideal self being this perfect, altruistic, humanitarian, blah, 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 all of these great, wonderful things, try to think about that in reality. If you want to be a humanitarian, then go out and find little ways to help your community and help other humans. If you want to help the planet, find ways to help the planet. It doesn't have to be humongous. It can be something simple. just to begin to help you on that path and bring your ideal self into reality and bring reality into your ideal self. And again, like that Venn diagram, and try to bring them together. So there's your challenge for today, is to think about your ideal self and your reality self, and do they align? And how much do they align? Is your ideal self realistic? Is your reality self too real? Like, some people are such realists that they cannot let their imagination and their visualization and those things grow because they're so real. So is that, where are you on these spectrums, and where do you want to be, and who do you want to be, and who are you, and how do they all line up? So, like I said, I would start by drawing a picture. Draw a picture of your, even if it's a stick figure, and you just write on there, nice clothes, good haircut, good job, helps the community, loves nature, blah, 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 all of those things. And even if you're just writing it over your stick figure, that's fine. Or maybe you're really artistic and you can actually draw it, whatever works for you. But getting it out onto paper and actually looking at it can, one, help you see where those two things do line up. You do help people, you do clean up the community, you do small things to be that person. And at the same time, it can help you see, okay, well, it's not really realistic for me to say I'm going to be the leader of whatever and blah, 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 blah. Like, some things aren't realistic, and we have to let go of that. We'll have to come to a more real view of our ideal self. So this can kind of help with that. And it can help you see, you are getting closer to that. Or maybe your ideal self needs to be totally revamped. Whatever it is for you. The goal is just to stop and think about that. Think about who it is you want to be and who it is you are and how they line up with each other. So I hope everybody has a fantastic day thinking about that. And if you draw a picture, I'd love to see your pictures. So you can comment them below. I want to see your art. I love it. It's one of my favorite things about being on the internet, is seeing other people's creativity. It's beautiful. Anyways, so that's your challenge for today, to think about your ideal self and your true self and how they align. And with that said, I hope you have a fantastic day. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys later.